Hello everyone, welcome to our 706 final project demo. In this project, we built a web app called Celebrity Recognition app. We will start this demo by walking you through our web app. The function of this app is very simple and straightforward. It prompts the user for an image and it recognizes what celebrity is contained in that photo. And then it returns the name of that person and a link to his or her IMDb page if there is any. This current page is the home page of this app. We click on upload to navigate to the photo uploading page. So we choose a file, a celebrity image here, and then click recognize. Ta-da! We can see it successfully identified Hugh Jackman in the photo and displays his IMDb page. If we click on this link, it'll direct us to his IMDb actor page. Next, we're going to briefly talk about the code and workflow behind the web app. This is the application.py file, and in this file, it develops the backend of this app. So every function you can see here is a handler. They specify what to do after receiving different HTTP requests. One of the most important function is this uploader function. So in these lines of code, it receives the uploader HTTP request and the binary version of the image brought together by the request. It then uploads the image here to AWS S3 bucket. It is worth noticing that the bucket must be set to public so the user can upload and write to that bucket. After uploading it, Python then takes it out from that bucket and feed the image into the pre-trained recognition model, image recognition model, and then it returns the JavaScript function render image. This JavaScript function redirects user to a result page that we saw earlier, displaying the recognized result. Next, Han is going to show you how we deployed the app and managed to achieve continuous delivery.
After we build our application and HTML page, we are able to deploy our app using AWS Elastic Beanstalk. And before we actually deploying the app, we want to make sure several things are ready. So going back to our Cloud9 environment, first we want to create a virtual environment that allows a Flask to run on the virtual environment. And then we want to make sure we have everything, every package and the Slack version we needed for running the app in our requirements folder. We can test it with a command line code of make install. So we make everything, make in the installation of every packages we mentioned here. And then we can test the web page on our Cloud9 environment before actually deploy it on EB. And then we want to initialize our EB Flask application and then create a Elastic Beanstalk environment to put our application. It is very important you open the IAM and make sure assign the administrative access to the Flask environment instance. And here we already have the environment we needed. And you can click into the environment and see it has automatically tested. And finally, we want to build a code pipeline for continuously deliver. So there are three really important parts for our CD process: the source, build, and deploy. So the final goal of this process is to make sure whenever we make some changes to the GitHub and to the code, the change can be tested and integrated, and the new version of the application can deploy it automatically on EB. So to begin with, we want to build a code build project and manage to trigger changes happen from GitHub and rebuild the application. There is a really important document involved in this process, which is our YAML file. And so here we have several steps in the whole process. So begin with install, which we want to make sure we have the right Python version, and we make sure everything is up to date, and we install the every packages we have in our requirements text, and then we make sure our code is tested, and to finish the entire build process. Now, going back to our code pipeline page, we can connect the dots and put everything together by build a code pipeline project, which can visualize all the CD process and the changes we made. There are three modules, as I said before: the source, build, and deploy. And it can tell you if you can successfully trigger the changes you made from GitHub and rebuild application, and finally deploy the application on AWS Elastic Beanstalk. And next, we will show you a demo on how we make changes, and the changes is triggered, and a new version of application is deployed by this CD process. To show you how this CD process works, we will just make really tiny small changes in our GitHub by deleting the demo, and we will commit this change. And then when we're going back to our code pipeline, we will find it has started to work and trigger the changes in the source. And then it passes into the build process. And finally, we successfully deploy the new version of our application here, and see how this indicates which change is made. We just upload the README file. So through that process, we are able to automatically deliver and integrate our changes to the newer version of application.